Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Real America. I'm your host, number six, and otherwise known as Nick Moore, and I'll be your host for the next while. Anyway, I was checking out the internet today and some other shows. Um, but what I want to talk about is the North Carolina incident that happened uh, last week and the last few days that happened here in America, in North Carolina. There's a couple things I'd like to address on that. I see something pretty odd happening here, in my opinion. One of them is this: is that back in let's see, guilt. It was a guilty verdict for young woman who urged friend to kill himself. It was posted on June 16th. So, 2 months ago, 8 weeks ago, this happened with this woman. It said these terrible, nasty things to this unstable guy. She's Ms. Carter, and she's 20. And this boy, I don't know how old he was because the juvenile court judge, Lawrence Manes, of Bristol County Juvenile Court. So I don't know why a juvenile court judge would be trying a 20-year-old adult. I have no clue on that. Anyway, she's locked up for. She's been found guilty of manslaughter, and the judge didn't set this verdict aside by the jury, by the way. So in my opinion, probably should be disbarred. If not suspended officially, then disbarred. After all, we pay for him. We pay for that. And since this is words, what's going to happen next to books? But anyway, let's look at something else. Let's look at banned books in America. Okay? Yeah, let me repeat that. Banned books in America. And this is from 2016, top 10 challenged books of 2016, as they're called. It's called Banned Books Week. And I find it very interesting. They used to have Banned Books Week up in Chicago, where I used to live. And it was held at Guild Books at the corner of Montana and Lincoln in Chicago, up on the north side. And they held that for many years. And this woman, Terry Hemmert from WXRT, would go there to Guild Books and read out all the banned books in America. I mean, it was a long, long list. Took hours to read it all. That's how many books are actually banned in this country. I'm not talking about another country, another continent. No, I'm talking about right here, the United States of America. That's occurring right as I speak. That's a fact. And I don't know. Let's see if I can find myself again. I'm somewhere. Log. Oh, okay, there I am. All right, there I am. So I guess that's how I bring it back up. All right, I was just checking out that story of that woman. That's back in June of this year. Okay, so the woman in Massachusetts, unless the appellate court should overturn it, which I hope they do, not that I defend the horrible things she said, but it's words. Words do not kill people. Books do not kill people. History does not kill people. Now, what happened, let's fast forward a little bit to what happened a few days ago here in America. Again, we have on East Coast, in Charlottesville, North Carolina, a coward, goes out of control into a crowd of people who were protesting a statue of Robert E. Lee. Robert E. Lee was the president of the CSA, and it's a fact. It's a fact. It's a historical fact that did occur. I think it's kind of related. Again, we're talking words here. We're talking words. So again, we're going back on this words thing. The banned books, this woman found guilty. Just a lot of words. Robert E. Lee. I was saying, why don't we just outlaw the name Lee? From Sarah Lee, we'll start throwing down cheesecakes, and then, but we'll go after every Lee we can find, and that's why our lives are bad. And then after that, lives that are still bad, we'll say it's somebody else. And then we'll eventually say it's Jews, and then we'll say it's so-and-so. At some point, they'll always say it's somebody else. Another group over there. That's why your lives are miserable. It's that group over there, and then it's that group, and then it's that group, and then it's that group, and then it's that group. And it just goes on and on and on and on and on. Anyway, yeah, they're rewriting history as we speak. At least they're trying to. And they appear to be succeeding in it, unfortunately. I think for all of us. It's no good we were trying to rewrite history. It's no good. I mean, what about Mount Rushmore? What about Mount Rushmore? What are we going to do? They say George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, they owned slaves. What are we going to do? I got an idea. Donald Trump said he was going to employ people. So I'm sure they're working real hard getting that abandoned Ford factory up to speed so it can make the clown cars where you're going to need a permission, yes, permission to leave your town. Called like an extant Danville, Illinois permit. Yeah, because it's illegal to exit Danville, Illinois without your permit. Yeah, and the car will not take you any farther. Last thing you want is some big balloon coming and smothering you to death or something called Rover. You probably don't want that thing. Anyway, you're not going to get a car that can take you out of the city anyway. It's got to charge up for like 14 hours after it's been used for a while, like 40 minutes. Realistically, that's what you're looking at here. A crappy car made in Mexico by a crappy company called Ford. And they're making these crappy clown cars to be sold here in the United States. And the only reason, that's why you keep hearing all this constant harping on horrid crashes, this, all that. They're building up for these, they were going to make them here in America. I remember when Trump said, we're going to put back millions of workers. We're going to, Ford is called. They're going to move their plant back from Mexico to Detroit. Well, actually, that's not true. Like I said, I'm sure they're bringing those abandoned factories back up to speed. They'd be really working at that, a lot of people. So those factories are abandoned. Okay? He didn't come through on that. He didn't come through on the wall. I was a government inspector. I was a surveyor. Okay? For many years, I did surveying work for the state of Illinois. Okay? I'm a government surveyor. Okay, and as a government surveyor, he knows it too. He builds buildings. He knows it. You have to have surveying done, and you have to have soil samples taken. You have to. Okay, the fact that he never bothered with any of that meant he was never going to build that wall. Now, we have two things done. He hasn't done either one of those. Shall I go on? Carrier, by the way, did leave and move to China or Mexico or something like that. They're gone, by the way. Those people at the Carrier plant, update here. Update. They were all let go. Yeah. Carrier moved on with their plans. It just delayed them or whatever. I mean, maybe that was their plan all along to close when they did. But they're already closed or dismissed. The employees that were left, 140-something or whatever, people that were left are without a job because that company indeed is gone abroad. Yeah, that's just something interesting. They didn't come through on money. Oh, remember another one. Hillary for prison. Okay, constantly heard that. In fact, a couple days before the election in November, he had a rally. And a bunch of people, and a woman was holding a big sign up that said Hillary Ford, the number 4, prison. Hillary for prison. And he's like, you're right. As soon as I'm president, I'm going to have her arrested. Well, wait a minute. Now, he's been in office 6+ months. And like the Japanese in Japan, he's done only bad things. Only terrible things. Everything she said, he does. The government does. The government does it. Now we're down to rewriting history, and we knew that was the plan all along too. So we're gonna have to do something about all these books, and then we're gonna do something about the authors. And then what about anyone over the age of say 35? Maybe they read the book that we got rid of. Maybe we have to do something with that person. So everyone's going to live in fear that they might be the next individual to be taken away. Now, all in the name of law and order. Law and order. If you don't agree with me, you're crazy. You know, like Stalin. Stalin actually had leading MDs in Russia say that you were crazy if you didn't love Stalin. Now, that is ridiculous. I don't love him. I don't love Uncle Joe. So I guess I'm crazy too. I was hoping I'm supposed to be relisted under news and politics, something like that. To hopefully, maybe some people come in, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. Yeah, I just see a little chain here coming through. There's a lot of people, a lot of weird things are happening, odd things, like rewriting history, putting people in prison for words. And then there's all these books that are banned. And what's going on here, man? Hey, Billy, what's going on here? I mean, I'm one of the citizens, and I'm sick of it. I, for one, am totally sick of it, man. How about that? Well, let's get along with Russia. Wasn't that's what he said? Let's get along with Russia. We can make such good as friends. We can make money together, put more people to work. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, he did exactly what Hillary said. Remember everything from the ambassador to Russia. I couldn't believe her mouth going. Sound like another Ann Coulter bot or some crap like that. Anyway, he anyway, the terrible things about Russia and everything from the made up drug tests that only we could detect. No one else on earth could detect it, but we did. And then we lost all the samples. Oops, oops, oops. We lost them. No, that comes down to us saying that no one else, like the Swiss and the Germans, could not detect anything because there's nothing there to detect. That's why they look like they do everything. They don't look all hopped up on steroids or something. Look at them. They don't. And in Switzerland and in Germany, they didn't find anything in their urine or blood. We said we had their blood and urine, and then we lost everything. Yep. So it comes down to, well, we said. And we lost all the evidence. Well, I would say that person's not guilty. They're not guilty. No evidence, then no crime. You're in serious trouble. Even though it's my government, they're seriously wrong. Seriously wrong on that too. And that was under, that was probably Obama. And then Trump is no different. No different, if you notice this. He's no different than the opposition, the official opposition, which is nothing but two sides of the same coin, let's face it. The only reason why we go through an electoral process at all is that people, human beings, feel some kind of need, a few of them. What is the number? 31% bother to vote. That means 70% do not vote. Okay, they don't vote. The majority of people don't even bother. Those are the numbers. Okay, look at the numbers, the totals. Okay, there's 350 million people in America, maybe more like 375 million. I don't know. Those numbers seem a little vague there too. You can't seem to get an exact number. It's kind of vague. Anyway, I think I'll shut it down here for a little while. and I'll talk to you folks a little later. Um, no one's coming, it looks like. But anyway, my thing will be out for anyone to watch. Like I said, it just seems like there's a chain of events occurring that isn't very good. Anyway, you take care, everyone. I hope you have a pleasant day or evening. And at 3, 2, 1,